Hello, everyone, and welcome to the SSG podcast, where we have gaming news and discussion. I'm your host, Chris, and I'm here with Mitch. How you doing, man?
Spider-Man's out.
Oh my gosh, yeah, Spider-Man's out. This guy over here. That's all he's been doing is talking about Spider-Man. We'll get
Spider-Man's out.
We'll get to it. We will get to it. In fact, Mitch has been playing Spider-Man as much as he possibly could be playing. In fact, he's probably playing it right now, and he'll give us a little bit of a feedback on how the game is doing, how the game plays, what kind of game-breaking bugs he's discovered.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm not playing it right now because I hurt my game before we started recording.
Exactly. So we'll go into a little bit more about that here in a bit. But, yeah, episode 12, we're up. We're live. Well, we're live right now. We're not live when you listen to this, but close enough, right?
That's right.
Close enough to where you can hear us. I mean, yeah, whatever. So, that said, I think we still have somewhere over 900 Twitter followers. It's kind of neat. I need to get back to work on that a little bit. We're kind of slacking on Twitter followers. I've been terrible at doing things on Twitter. I've not been talking nearly as much as I had been. So I'm very sorry if any of you out there were like, I thought SSG was someone that would, interact with me and all that kind of a stuff. And it's like, yeah, no, I know, we do, or at least I do, because I've been the primary one manning the Twitter account.
I suck at social media.
Yeah, he does. He really does. Why do you think the Facebook page is so terrible?
Yes.
Oh, no. It's both our faults. We're both pretty terrible at it. But it doesn't. Do what?
I said, talk to us.
Sorry, knocking stuff over. Was that your phone making noises again?
No, I was twirling a drumstick and it fell.
Oh. I didn't know you could play drums.
Badly.
So can I. Or no, wait, that was bass guitar. Never mind.
I can play that okay.
I can play bass okay. I've not played it in a little while because I don't have any space in my current living situation to have a bass guitar and an amp. But as soon as I actually get my own place, my own place, then definitely I will be getting back into a little bit of. Essentially, all I did was I played Everlong by Foo Fighters. That was like,
what's wrong with that?
That was my go-to song. Like every time I'd play, I'd be like, "Gotta play Everlong, gotta do it."
Foo Fighters rule.
And then I would try to play Hysteria by Muse, and I'm just like, "Nope, can't touch that bass line."
One day.
I've been off and on playing bass guitar for like 8 years now, and I still can't play it. So, yeah, one day.
Mine's been 5.
Now, I don't mean to like turn this over into like music podcast, but
welcome to SSN something music podcast.
With your host now. But do you can you play like fills and stuff like that? Can you or do you just like play the actual whatever the chord is? You just follow along basically.
No, I can do fills. Okay,
because that's always my weak point. Is like whenever I'd go and jam with someone, I could never come up with something that I don't know. It's just I can learn a tablature kind of thing.
Yeah.
But when it comes to just like learning by ear, I was never really that good with it, and just kind of doing my own thing, I was never really that good with doing that. So
it just kind of came like it just eventually came one day when I was just like I used to be in like a pop punkish band, and I used it got boring just playing like just the notes.
Did you
I just messed around.
Did you did you play for Shawn Mendes?
I wish.
Oh, that's an inside joke.
I bet he made bake last night.
Do what?
So I bet he made some bake last night.
Probably.
I'm all stuffed up. I think you gave me a cold.
I might have. I'm actually feeling pretty good. Sort of. I'm still coughing a bit, but I feel not as sick.
Spider-Man's here, so I'm fine.
You got I don't know. You got like freaking Viking germs or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, that's it.
But anyways, we're gonna move on to our little first segment here, and stop with the music talk because I could talk bass guitar for a minute. But guess what just came out, Mitch?
Spider-Man.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. That actually came out today, which is when we're recording. Which is we usually record on Fridays. Now you know. We'll talk. Like I said, we'll talk more about it. It currently has an 87 on Metacritic.
Really?
Yeah.
That's lower than I expected.
I mean, I don't think it's bad.
Oh, it's definitely not bad.
With all the hype this game had, man, like, good God.
It deserves it so far.
But there are other games. There are other games that came out at least before Spider-Man and today, because today is the only day they could have come out after Spider-Man, because everything came out today. Actually, a lot of crap came out today. But we're gonna go
one of them.
I know, like all of them because I'm looking at them.
Cheater.
No, it's called being informed, Mitch. Learn how to do it.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Don't buy Nike. I don't know.
As I say that, wearing my Nike socks.
It's called capitalism. Okay, you can go buy their stuff if you want to, and you can not buy their stuff if you don't want to. Hey, okay. So apparently, officially, PUBG came out on Xbox One.
I thought that happened last week.
September 4th?
Is that not? Did we not talk about that last week? I swear we talked about that last week.
No, we did not talk about that last week. That was not a game that came out last week, because last week we recorded on July 31st. Or not July, August 31st.
Wow. I think I'm a time traveler then, obviously. So I already had this conversation with you about PUBG.
I think they did have a version that was released, like a early access type beta or something on Xbox One, but like this is the official release.
Yeah, it's still gonna play like crap on your Xbox. Spoilers.
I mean, it's got an 88 though on Metacritic.
Maybe they fixed it.
I'll put it to you this way: the stuff with like PUBG and Fortnite, 99% of the people that play the game is strictly a gameplay thing.
Let me tell you something, dude. That game barely ran good on PC a couple months ago, so I don't want to hear all these Xbox people saying that it runs great.
I mean, maybe that's what it needed, was to not run on your monster of a PC rig and run on something crappier.
Actually, that's actually funny. That's actually not funny. It's just something that happened, I guess. My brother came out a few days ago. He was like, "Hey, bro, you play PUBG on your phone?" And I was like, "Why would I ever play PUBG on my phone?"
Who plays PUBG on their phone?
Him, and he's actually really good at it.
Your brother sucks. I don't care.
Yeah, he does.
Your brother sucks. Hey, I'm like super good at PUBG on my phone. Look, that's like saying that you're, I don't know. That's like saying you're really good at playing the Windows pinball game or something. I don't know.
Yeah, those games were fun.
It was fun, but I mean, it was just a time waster. Who cares? That's not a high qual. I don't even know where I'm going with this anymore. I'm just I
told him to come play on my PC, and he wouldn't do it. He was scared.
Mitch, I'll come play on your PC.
All right, come on.
Yeah, I'll take the 7-hour drive.
You know what you can't play on my PC though?
Spider-Man?
Damn, that's good.
Look at that. Actually, I'm pretty sure there's someone out there that is currently ripping that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That disc, and they have an emulator, and they're like, "I'm gonna play this on my computer." If they can do it, if they can do it with Breath of the Wild, I mean,
sure.
But it wasn't just PUBG that came out. Dragon Quest XI: Echoes of an Elusive Age came out.
Wow, that came out?
Yeah. On PS4, it looks like. I don't think it's on PC yet. Or there's just no scores on PC. I have no earthly idea. Like the way the Metacritic thing does, I wish it would tell you straight up, oh, hey, it was this version that came out. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Maybe it came out on PS4 and PC. I don't know. We're not professionals, guys. Another game that came out, or an expansion of a game that came out. I'm actually gonna look up some gameplay of this when we're done recording, because I'm curious. Destiny 2 Forsaken.
You gonna play it?
No, I'm not gonna play it because I don't feel like throwing freaking $80, or excuse me, another $60 at this game, because I've not played Destiny 2 in such a long time. But I will watch people play it. But I'm not gonna touch it myself.
I won't even do that.
I just want to know what the story is about. The story has me interested. And that's the thing. That's the one thing Bungie always kind of gets me with a little bit is their story. You know, I hated aspects of Destiny 1, but then, when the Taken King came out, I was like, okay, this is kind of like a sci-fi space romp in a way. This is kind of cool. When in all honesty, it was just... my expectations were so low with that game that anything that was, relatively good just made me be all like, yay! So... when Destiny 2 came out, I was like, well, no, we're not even. Because I had no one that would play the game with me.
I'll play with you.
Well, you said you'd play the Division with me, and look what happened there.
Hey. You left me that night.
Yeah.
I want to hear it.
Because I had relationship issues. I had to go get my girl back.
Hey, what's more important, your girl or the Division? Answer carefully.
Mitch, you know what's more important.
The Division 2.
No.
I keep seeing ads for that, by the way.
That's
to buy their steelbook.
I'm not seeing any ads for it whatsoever. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong things.
It pops up on my Facebook. You know how it always has a stupid
or how
it looks like.
Well, no, it's because Google knows what you've been looking at.
Thanks, Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, thanks, Zuckerbot.
Smoked meats. Have you seen that video?
No.
Really? I'll have to show you after.
Oh my gosh. It's okay. So we've talked ad nauseum about Destiny as well. I got a feeling freaking last 2 or 3 episodes we've had a little moment of where we talked about Destiny. I think my feelings have been of the game have been well documented at this point. Gone Home came out on the Switch.
Dude, I swear we've already had this discussion.
We have not.
Gone Home came out on the Switch last week, didn't it?
September 6th.
Dude, what? You can tell I don't listen to the podcast, but I swear we've had this conversation.
I don't think we have, man.
I'm a time traveler.
Yes, you are. All right. If I mention any of these some of these next games, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, that came out whatever," then I might just have to kick you off this podcast. You're just no longer you're no longer allowed on here.
Yeah, maybe I've already seen the future. Know that's not going to
happen. So the next 2 games actually. I'm assuming these are they're the same game but different packaging kind of a thing. You know what I mean? I don't know. They're 3DS games. Yokai Watch Blasters, White Dog Squad, and Red Cat Core.
That's not real.
That is indeed real. That came out today.
For what, 3DS?
3DS.
God.
And they have a 69 rating. A piece.
Yeah, that seems accurate.
Nice. That's a game. The little animal figures though look kind of cute. But The only way I would play one of those games is if someone like gave me the game. I don't know.
I still believe it's real.
It's real, unfortunately. It's real. Then we had SNK heroines. Oh gosh, female heroes. Tag team heroines. Yeah, it's heroines. No, you pronounce it like it's heroin, like the drug heroin, but you're talking about women though. You're not talking about the drug. You're talking about female heroes.
What's the difference? They're both addicting.
Tag Team Frenzy is the subtitle for this game. It's a fighting game, and it's got very terrible scores right now for PS4 and the Switch.
Have you ever played Fusion Frenzy?
Yes.
Great game.
Yes, it was. It was a great party game back in the day. On the original Xbox.
I watched gameplay of it the other day and it made me nostalgic.
Yeah, those party games were always fun. I remember a very controversial game that came out around that time period too, and it was bad. It wasn't like not the content was bad, but just it was poorly executed. But then there was no way that you could have executed this well, so it was called the Guy Game.
What?
Yeah, it's called the Guy Game. And just when you get an opportunity, just Google it. Just Google the Guy Game on Xbox.
Original Xbox?
Original Xbox, yeah.
Alright.
And understand that they fell into a lawsuit problem.
Yeah, I just Googled it.
Huh?
I just Googled it.
Yeah. Also, that if you do Google the Guy Game, not safe for work. You won't pull up anything that's bad, but the content is kind of not safe for work.
Yeah. So if you listen to this, well, you can. Never mind. Just
It was bad. It was just bad. Bad. Like, bad content, bad, like, I don't know. I've talked way too long about this. So, moving on, NBA Live 19 came out. Yay.
today?
Yeah, NBA Live 19, yeah.
Well, not only. Why would you launch the same day as 2K?
Well, there's a difference here, though. 2K doesn't officially launch until the 11th.
Okay.
So, today is actually the anniversary
Sunday?
edition. Yeah. It says right here on
Wait,
Metacritic.
no, I'm an idiot. Today's on the 7th.
Oh, yeah, it's 11th is a Tuesday.
Whew.
So, NBA 2K19 Anniversary Edition comes out today.
Yeah.
And the regular version comes out on the 11th. So,
Meh. I don't like when they do that.
I don't like these whole Anniversary Edition stuff and all that. You know, people paying $100 for these games. I'm also...
It's their money, but...
Well, I know it's their money, but I don't like how the developers go about... Or, that's not the developers, but the publishers go about, you know, putting all this stuff... you know, I don't know. I've never been a fan of it. But, yeah, to each their own, like you said. You know what also came out today?
What?
NASCAR Heat 3.
They still make NASCAR games?
Yeah, they actually recently started making NASCAR games again.
That's awesome. NASCAR games are fun.
And it's on PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
But is it $60?
I don't know. I don't know how much it is, Mitch. Because, you know, the last time I played a NASCAR game was...
For me, it was PS2. Maybe 64 actually.
It's $50 on Steam right now,
Yikes!
and with 24 reviews, it's got a 6 out of 10.
So no, they're not making NASCAR games anymore.
The last time I played a NASCAR game though was N64 era. I want to say, yeah, and yeah, that was it. That's where I peaked. I didn't care to play another NASCAR game after that because honestly, if you're gonna play a racing game, do either Forza Horizon or do a Need for Speed or something like that because they're just vastly superior.
Yeah, but you can't play as your favorite NASCAR driver.
Mitch, do you have a favorite NASCAR driver?
I used to.
Were you a Dale Jr. fan?
Yeah, I was. Well, I was originally an Earnhardt fan, and then obviously he died.
Everyone in the South was an Earnhardt fan.
Damn right.
Like,
raise hell, praise Dale, baby.
I didn't even care about NASCAR yet. I was just like, I knew who Dale Earnhardt was, and I knew who Jeff Gordon and Dale Jr. were. But like, wait, I don't care about this. Well, we're moving on.
You sure you don't care about it?
I don't. Look, NASCAR is a cool sport, but they've changed it so much recently that it's a shell of its former self.
I don't even watch anymore. I can't even tell you how it's different.
Yeah, they now do sprints.
What?
Yeah, they'll have like 20 or 30 lap sprints, two of them, and then they'll have one final like 100 lap final race thing.
Why?
Because they're trying to make it more competitive.
Lame.
You know how in the NFL and Major League Baseball they try to tweak the rules and change stuff up all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much what NASCAR was trying to do. When all the rednecks want to do is just watch the race and get drunk.
Right.
That's all they want.
Not too much to ask for.
Apparently. But the last game that came out today was a game called Immortal Unchained. I don't know what this is.
Never heard of it.
Came out on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. It claims it's an action RPG game. And trying to see if there's anything else about it that would be interesting. Yeah, it's like $45 on Steam, and it's got a 6 out of 10 rating. It's apparently called a hardcore RPG or something like that. I don't know.
Who called it that?
Windows Central.
All right.
All right, that's cool.
You
All right.
say Windows Central.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the game's about. I've never heard about it. I'm pretty sure it's like an indie game of some sort. Immortal Unchained is the latest to the genre of ultra hardcore action RPGs. That's on the official website. We've reached that point in the show where I think it's time to give the good people what they want to hear. Is Spider-Man the exclusive on the PS4? That game that whicheth you have playedeth a bit of, is it the next greatest superhero game?
Yes.
Oh, no. Oh, wow. Would you care to go into that a little bit without spoiling anything? We don't want to spoil people. People. We don't want... We don't want to spoil people, right? We don't want people to think that they can't trust us. They probably can't trust us, but regardless, let's dig
ourselves an even deeper hole. You know what I'm saying?
Always, every week.
So I totally thought you were going to ask a different question.
Oh.
I wasn't expecting like the next biggest superhero game. I thought you were just going to say like the new best. I guess it wouldn't really be considered new IP necessarily, but I digress. So I'm about 3 hours into. Well, I've played for about 3 hours. I'm about 3 hours into the story. I'm probably only like an hour and a half into the story, because I'm a completionist in every every checkbox that I find, I'm going to go knock that out before I continue the story because I suck. Basically, though, Spider-Man for PS4 came out today. Everyone should go play it. I'm just kidding. I'll actually go into it. Okay, so the combat, it's if everyone's familiar with the Arkham games by now, I assume. If not, Arkham is the Batman franchise of video games by Rocksteady. The combat is almost identical. The buttons are just switched. So, like, in the Arkham games, the reversal of the counter was a triangle, and then Spider-Man is circle. So that keeps throwing me off. Every time the little spider senses goes off, I always want to press triangle, and then I get the shot. Without spoiling anything, though, like story-wise, what they came out and said was, you're 23, as Peter Parker. You're a scientist. You have been Spider-Man for 8 years now, so you start the game off as Spider-Man. No origin, no nothing like that. You just get thrown into the world of Spider-Man. If you don't want to know who the villains are, I won't say it. But
yeah, please don't. Please,
it's classic villains. It's not. Yeah, I won't say that because it's spoilers. So the gameplay is really smooth. They locked it at 30 frames a second across the board, even for Pro. They wanted just to make sure that the graphic fidelity was there because on Pro you can run it at 4K. I don't have 4K display because I'm more of a frames guy than I am a resolution guy, but whatevs. It still plays perfectly. No frame drops, even when I have a large encounter with a lot of enemies. Nothing, no frame drops, no stuttering, anything of the sort. Let's see, what else should I touch on? The comedy is very Spider-Man. So far, the dialogue has been absolutely phenomenal. I've laughed out loud a few times. Just I don't know who voice acted Peter / Spider-Man, but man, he nails it. It's really good. Like I said, I'm on like an hour and a half into the story, so I haven't really done much. I'm kind of still in the tutorial, to be honest with you. I'm still learning how to do different things. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for my review in progress, I reckon. I'll have a lot more to talk about next. Yeah, it's first impressions. Do you have anything you want to ask? Maybe Are you going to play this game, first of all?
Well, me personally, probably not, unless it goes on sale. So, like, that's the way I'm having to view things. I'm actually wanting to play more games on my Nintendo Switch coming up, and so I've kind of have to make the decision of, which games do I want to buy, which games do I want to, play.
Oh yeah,
play.
I didn't mean like right now, but like
eventually, yeah. I do kind of want to touch on it because it's an open world game, right? Like, or how about this? Does it feel like it's an actual Marvel world that you're in? Do you see, like, you feel like you're just inclusive to only Spider-Man things, or do you get to see, like, you get to visit special locations, from the Marvel universe? Or I'm assuming you're just in New York, right?
Right, yeah, you are in New York. Obviously there's iconic things. There is little Easter eggs. I'll tell you 2 instances. So if you don't want to hear these, pause for the next 30 seconds or skip 30 seconds. It's not spoilers, but it's just little Easter egg things. For example, there's like little landmarks in your little checkbox things, the things to like complete, like in an area. You go and take pictures of them just because you want to. It's not for the Daily Bugle or anything. One of them was in Hell's Kitchen, which is one of the areas. You find Alias Investigations, which is Jessica Jones's law firm. So that was pretty cool. I was hyped about that. And then, right before we started the podcast, I was just swinging around, and I found a familiar landmark, which I guess it's not really a familiar landmark because it's not real, but it's the Sanctorum for New York, Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
So it wasn't green; it was red. I actually don't know if it's like that in the films. I think they're just green across the board, right? I don't remember.
I don't know as far as like a distinct color, but
not important. It's a symbol.
Yeah,
it's green because they flew in through New York or Ruffalo or not Ruffalo. It is Ruffalo. But
Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. Don't hurt yourself thinking too hard.
It's too late. I already thought about it, and I already know the conclusion that it's green.
Just don't worry about it. It doesn't matter that it's green. It's okay.
That was longer than 30 seconds, but yes, I assume there's more.
I don't think that's a spoiler. I'll be honest with you because
it's an Easter egg.
Yeah, it's Easter egg stuff. I mean, I just like the fact that you can, it seems like you can just go around the world. You don't have to do the story. Or do you have to do the story? Does it force you into the story? Is it just like a, kind of like a GTA thing where you're just like, well, I'll go pick up the story when I feel like it.
Right now, like I said, I'm still early into the game, but like 30 minutes, obviously, you have to do story stuff. And then you're pretty much thrown out to the open world. You can go, from what I know, I haven't tried to go all over the map, but like I went to 4 to 6 regions now. There's like probably 12 to 15 of them, but like, it doesn't seem like I know you haven't played Assassin's Creed, but for the people who have played Assassin's Creed, if you're low level, you can't go into those areas because you will get destroyed. So far, it hasn't been like that. I think they might scale to your level. I actually don't know if you can go like to the very tip top of the map. I haven't tried that yet. I haven't really had the time. But back to your other question of like, does it feel alive? The city of New York actually feels alive. Like you can go. Oh, this excited me. I had to go get a collectible near the ocean, and I flew out too far, and I was like, am I going to die? You don't die. You do not die in the water. You can swim.
Spider-Man swims?
Yeah, it's awesome.
A superhero that swims. I don't even know now, man. What?
Aquaman.
Oh, yeah, the Economic and Aquaman game.
Right? Get on it, Rocksteady. Just go ahead and make my Justice League game, please.
I will say I have seen one thing about the Spider-Man game that I thought was really awesome, and as I was perusing through Reddit earlier today, you can actually wave at people.
Yeah, so that's why I originally was going before I got totally sidetracked by myself. You can go in the streets of New York and you can interact with people. Like you can like it's random like quick time things that random pop up. You can go like high five a stranger, and you can like if like you press X like near someone, you'll do like a salute or wave or say hey.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and like everyone like recognize you and stuff, and like obviously you got haters and you got people who love you and people in between, but it's super cool.
I mean, that right there just kind of
it feels alive. Like New York City feels alive. Like when you're swinging above it, there's like a lot of people on the ground. Obviously not like a massive like actual New York, but
the render distance is pretty good.
Yeah, it's dude. Just swinging around is just so fun. And it has, like, the Spider-Man theme playing as you're swinging.
Oh.
It's so cool.
Yeah, see, I would get that game to not even really care about so much of the story. I would put, like, 40 hours into it just to swing around, get all the collectibles, just being Spider-Man, walking around the city like a chump.
That's one thing I have to give Insomniac, is that they absolutely, like, just the beginning of this game nails Peter Parker and Spider-Man. So good.
All right, how about this? Who's the better Peter Parker then? Tom Holland or this variation?
This variation.
Okay.
I love Tom Holland, though. He's probably going to end up being my favorite Spider-Man.
So, is this like one of the best variations of Spider-Man that you've ever seen? Period.
I think it is. I think it's going to end up being it. I think that I don't want. I can't say it because it's spoilers, even though it is super early in the game. I don't want to spoil it. There's a dialogue between Peter and someone, and he basically just says that he doesn't want his family to get hurt. That's vague enough, but like when he delivered the line, it like felt genuine.
Well, that's cool.
And I'm also scared for his family.
So
it's neat. It's neat.
So what would if you were to give it a we'll go with a out of 10 so far. What would you say it would be?
As of right this second, probably 8.
8 out of 10. That's really good.
Yeah, but only because like there was a really good twist already, but like it like you could see it coming from a mile away just because of who the other character was. But they twisted it again, and I was like, ooh. Maybe it wasn't that cool, but maybe I thought it was cool.
Yeah, I remember there was a.
The only reason I didn't give it high. I'm sorry. The only reason I wouldn't give it higher is because, like I said, I haven't had any problems like gameplay wise until we started talking right before we started recording.
Yeah.
I was swinging around and I landed on a building, and I went through the building, and I couldn't get out of the building.
Hey, how about this? I think it'd be kind of funny when we go live. When this gets posted, you should post that video footage of you being glitched in the game. You should post it on the Facebook page.
Okay, I will.
Let everyone see what you're talking about. Because I actually saw that clip, and it's kind of funny because he's on the inside of a building and he's just climbing up the building. Like Spider-Man, you got a new special ability. That's
one of my problems right now with the game as well.
It seems kind of glitchy.
No, not that. Just like, so you remember the scene in Spider-Man 1 where he climbs up the wall?
Yeah. I
had like a very like cathartic moment of like nostalgia just from doing that, because you can do that. And but if you hold R2, which is your sprint button, which is also your swing, which is if you're on the ground, it's sprint. If you jump up and do it, it's swing.
Okay.
But I was running up I like started up there, and like there was a collectible that you had to grab, and I was like, this is so cool. And then I hit R2 and started running up the building. I was like, oh, this is even cooler.
Oh.
So you can run up buildings and stuff.
You can run up buildings, says Spider-Man. That's interesting.
And like I thought that it's hard to like get down the swinging. Like I don't feel like I'm burped with it right now. But like you swing in between buildings, and like you can do it like super cinematically. But like if you get too close to a building, you'll just like run across the wall and just like go off and swing again.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like in the movies. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's a very fluid kind of you don't just go bonk into the wall. He actually will, run along the side of the wall and
seamlessly too. So like when I jump off the wall, I'm like, woohoo!
So in other words, you're like Andrew Garfield, right?
I thought it was Wire, but either way,
they both had a moment like that.
I don't really remember Amazing Spider-Man 1. I remember 2, the Electro. But I don't really remember 1. 1 was who's the villain? Lizard Man.
Yeah, it was forget that. I can't remember his actual name.
He's cool.
He's alright.
I love Emma Stone.
The only reason why they had such good chemistry in the freaking movies is because they were dating at the time.
Lucky man.
So, yeah.
No, I prefer redheaded over blonde. But she's blonde, so it's fine.
Oh, okay.
Mary Jane's better. Suck it up, nerds.
But I think Emma Stone's better than Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah, she is. But MJ's still better than Wayne.
Yeah, MJ the character is always better. Yeah.
Hey, what you got against Kirsten Dunst? She's hot.
I'm a Taken man, so I can't confirm or deny any of this stuff.
Dude, just because you're on the diet doesn't mean you can't look at the menu. You know what I'm saying? Up top.
No.
Up top, player.
Get away. Don't need to be in any more trouble than I probably already am.
But yes, go play Spider-Man. It's very fun. As awesome as this game is, it's not as awesome as God of War was so far. And I don't think it's going to even touch it as like narratively as God of War was. Whew, what a game. But right now it's probably my second favorite. But I also haven't played Detroit yet. I really need to play Detroit.
So essentially what you're saying is that it doesn't really live up to the hype, but despite how much hype there was, it's still a really solid, awesome game.
No, I'd say live up to the hype.
Okay.
It's not the best game ever.
Right.
But, I mean, God of War is probably like up like at least top 10 games of all time. Just because of how phenomenal that game was.
Interesting.
I don't know if you know this or not, but like the cinematics and the gameplay are one shot. The whole game is one shot.
You God of War?
Yeah.
You see, that's impressive. I like the fact that because a lot of times you'll see those games and the cinematics are always of a higher quality than the actual gameplay is, and the fact that we're actually getting to that point now where the cinematic, it could be cinematic, it could be the gameplay, they're one and the same now. Yeah, they're becoming one and the same. The quality.
Actually, Spider-Man has that kind of too. Like the game opens up on a cinematic, and like a lot of the time it'll come out of the cinematic with you swinging, and you just thrown out with the swinging. It's awesome. It's not one shot, but like it's still cool.
They blend it in very well.
Yes, go Insomniac Games. You're great. Thank you.
Yeah, we're just glad we get another good superhero game, and hoping that they make more games, more Spider-Man games, or.
Well, they will. This is going to sell millions.
I wish, what I wish they would kind of do is like a bit of like a MCU type situation where you have these games that come out and they're different characters and they play a little bit differently, but they involve characters in the same world. So, this Peter Parker you get to know, is involved in a game that includes Captain America or something like that.
Yeah, I was actually thinking that earlier when I was listening to like a cutscene. I was thinking of like for the Avengers project, if Spider-Man is in it of any capacity, I hope that like the voice actor comes back and does that Spider-Man.
As if we get anything for the Avengers project at this point.
Yeah, I know.
Biggest letdown.
It's gonna be something, please. I want to know what it is.
I know, but anyways, that's good. That's good news. I'm glad to hear that Spider-Man's doing well, and I hope he continues to do well. I can't wait to actually see how much the game actually sells here in the next few days or so. But we'll return next week. Mitch will give his actual final impressions of the game. He should have the whole thing beaten by next week. And
I've seen the platinum before then, so 100%.
Yeah, so we should be, he should be able to give you a fairly good rundown, non-spoiler rundown of the pros and cons of the game. So you better. So there's no excuse for you to miss out next week now. Yeah,
I may do like a solo spoiler cast next weekend. If anybody wants that, just let me know, and we can discuss spoilers in it.
The thing is, though, that would be awesome exclusive content that we could put on our website. So,
yeah, go exclusive content, just like PS4 exclusive, Spider-Man 4.
There you go. Yeah, only find it at ssgpodcast.com. Okay.
It's a real site. Please go there.
Buy the merchandise. There's no merchandise.
There's no merchandise.
Yet.
It's free real estate.
Oh, God. Anyways, so moving on now to some other things. We have some other smaller, lesser things to kind of go over. Nothing to really discuss so much, but the other day they were supposed to. I can't remember what the official date was supposed to be. I think it was supposed to be yesterday, September 8th. Were supposed.
Yeah, today's the 7th.
September 6th. Holy crap.
Dude, we're time travelers, I swear.
Oh, Doctor Who ain't got nothing on me. But yeah, it's supposed to be September 6th. Nintendo was supposed to have a Nintendo Direct. We really don't have too much of an idea as far as what they were going to talk about. We assume that they were going to announce when their the Switch online service was supposed to officially become online. To where you could officially purchase the service and jump into that. But unfortunately, Japan was hit by two very terrible natural disasters over the last, I'd say, 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
First off, there was I think it was the worst typhoon to hit Japan in 25 years.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I forget the name of it. It was a weird name, and it was only 4 letters. But it actually smashed the Nintendo headquarters so hard that it took the N off of the building. The first letter in Nintendo, and
it was Jebby.
Jebby?
Jebi.
Jebby.
That hit. That was a typhoon name.
Yeah. And so, and I saw pictures of one of the the airports out around that area was just half of it was the airport's on an island, and half of the island was underwater. It was crazy.
Wow.
So after that, I think it was in the I can't remember what the region was called. It started with an H. I remember that much. It started with an H, but it was one of the northern regions of Japan was hit by a 6.7 magnitude earthquake. And I can also find out that the area that this region where this earthquake hit is actually where the main developer for Super Mario Party is located.
Oh wow!
And so, out of respect for all these natural, these two massive natural disasters to occur, I also saw a bunch of pictures of mudslides occurring, really bad mudslides occurring out there. So we're assuming out of respect for the disasters that occurred, Nintendo actually released an official statement and stated that the Nintendo Direct would be postponed. When it's postponed to, we have no idea. You may be listening to this at a time and that Direct has already come out. We don't know when it's going to. I've seen speculation that the Nintendo Direct was going to come out. It's going to come out possibly on Tuesday. This is based off speculation on the Nintendo Switch subreddit. Pretty much stated that Famitsu, the magazine, they come out on Thursday, and Nintendo wouldn't want anything to get leaked, so they may do their Direct on Tuesday, so they can get the jump on things and go ahead and announce stuff. But as of this time, like I said, we don't know when the Direct is going to be, but there is speculation as far as what they would what they'd be talking about in the Direct, and already there's been a leaked. I think even IGN confirmed that it's leaked title for another Yoshi game.
Yeah, the Switch Yoshi game.
Yeah, Yoshi's Crafted World. There's also it released yesterday. Mega Man 11 demo came out. This was actually announced today, I think. I think an official video came out of Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition, which looks amazing. It looks stupid, and a lot of people are going, "Why?" You take the graphic, Final Fantasy 15 is a beautiful game, right?
It really is.
Well, what if you made it like Polly Pocket style graphics?
Still be adorable.
It is adorable. The character models are freaking adorable. It actually reminds me of when there was I think it was a DS. On the Nintendo DS, they did a remake of Final Fantasy IV. It's either or was it 6? I can't remember, but they had these little character models and everything looked really cute and stuff like that. But it's the same game, it's the same story, it's the same. You drive around in the car just like the same. Everything is the same, but it's like this cutesy looking the graphics. I think it's awesome. And we all know the reason why they would do something like that, so that they could actually bring the game to the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to get essentially a weird port of Final Fantasy 15. Apparently, this is like the mobile. When they call it the Pocket Edition, it's the mobile version of Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah,
but this game is also apparently coming out on PS4 and Xbox as well, or Xbox One as well. So that's cool. I'll take it. They better not charge $60 for it. This better be like a $20 to $30 title, like tops.
Is there no price on it?
No, there's no price on this stuff yet. This is stuff that's been announced, like stuff we already know is out there. Mm-hmm. There's also we're supposed to be getting more information, supposedly on I think it's a Ubisoft game called Sports Party. Know nothing about it. I know absolutely nothing about this game. To me, it feels like it's going to be something like Wii Sports from back in the day. And another release that kind of had me super excited for is Civilization 6 is actually going to be coming to the Switch. That's pretty awesome. I've put like 100 plus hours into Civilization 5. I put over 50 hours into Civilization 4. I've not yet played 6 yet because I don't really have a computer that can run it. And it was always a little too expensive. I don't like spending full price on Civ games. I don't like spending full price on any game. What am I talking about? I'm a cheapskate. But yeah, that Civ 6, that's amazing in my opinion. That's awesome. I'm hoping that there's going to be some really cool multiplayer fights going on as we alter history amongst our friends. And beyond that, so there's so apparently there's going to be some more Super Smash Brothers information. There's supposed to be some more. There's supposed to actually be a Splatoon 2 update. But they pushed the update back to whenever they decide to do the actual direct. So we don't know when that is, so we don't know when we're going to get that Splatoon 2 update. And as I've said before, we're supposed to get some more information on the online service. The only other two games I feel like that are worth mentioning that could be talked about on the direct is there's a Lego Harry Potter game that has been announced, and Undertale is available for pre-purchase right now for the Switch. So yeah, if we get more information on these games, we'll absolutely talk about them. When the actual direct comes out, probably by next week, the direct will come out. Will have come out, and we'll go through stuff that they talk about. A lot of people are hoping that they talk about Diablo 3 or something like that. Maybe that'll happen. Maybe it won't. I expect more Diablo information to come out closer to BlizzCon.
Yeah, me too.
Beyond that, is there any of those games that kind of catch your eye there?
Not really. But if you don't want to play Final Fantasy 15, play the Pocket Edition because they look adorable.
Yes.
Also, it's $30 on PS4 and Xbox One. So that's probably the price.
Yeah, I assume that's what the price is going to be. That's not a bad price. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I kind of want to mention in passing a little bit. Two articles. They really don't matter, but for those that are into building PCs and whatnot, AMD came out with a new Athlon It's a low end core. It's $55, and it's on par with like the current Pentium Gold processors, which are the low end Intel processors. But yeah, this I say they've released. They've announced it. It's going to release on September 18th. There's going to be some more Athlons that are coming out next quarter. But it's only a dual core processor, and it actually only requires only eats up 35 watts of power.
Wow!
But it's got a 3.2 gigahertz non-overclockable processor speed. So you can do a little bit of gaming with that, a tiny bit, not a ton.
Oh yeah,
you want a quad core these days. It's got a Radeon Vega 3 graphics chip built into the processor as well. So I thought that was a pretty cool thing. $55 is like really good. And if you're gonna, if you just want to have a basic computer, right? You want to build a basic computer. But you want to maybe upgrade in the future. This is actually a pretty cool thing because it's built on like the socket type is the A4, and that's what most of the Ryzen's and really the top notch, the high end processors. That's the same socket that those are based off of. So AM4. It's an AM4. So if you wanted to get a motherboard, and you could only afford this processor right now, that's fine, because once you get the money to upgrade to something like a Ryzen 3 or Ryzen 5, some of the better processors, you don't have to change your motherboard. You can use your same motherboard. So there's some cost effectiveness going into all this that I think is pretty cool.
I agree.
So, like I said, September 18th, check that out. There's going to be some cool stuff. And I'll have the links to some of these articles and stuff like that in the description below.
As always.
As always, as I try to do. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention this one last thing about the Nintendo Switch Online. It's going to be stupidly cheap. Whereas for like Xbox Live Gold and for the PlayStation Network, it's like, was it $60 a year?
Yeah.
All right. Well, for Nintendo, it's going to be $20 a year.
That's not bad at all.
$4 for a month, $8 for 3 months, and then you also have a family membership for $35 a month.
Which is like 4 accounts, right?
No, it's more than that. It actually says a Nintendo account holder may invite up to 7 others to join a family group.
What?
All members of the group will have access to Nintendo Switch Online.
That's crazy.
So there you go. And when these actually go on sale, you'll be able to purchase them either through the Nintendo eShop or via Nintendo.com. So I can't wait for this to launch, because literally I'm not gonna re-up my PlayStation account or my PSN. I'm gonna go strictly into this because I want to see how this is. Like literally, like when this comes out. The episode that we record after this comes out, you're either going to hear me like being like, "This is a pretty cool thing," or you're going to hear me gripe a lot.
Well, it's probably going to have some bugs when it comes out.
Yeah, and I want to I'll experience them all, every single one of them.
Woohoo!
Which do you know what the features are of the Switch Online service, Mitch?
I know that you get 1 free game a month, right?
All right, so you get the online play, so you get to play versus people. Yay.
Yeah.
They still are trying to push that smartphone app.
No. If I want to talk to people on the phone, I talk to people on the phone.
Enhance your online experience for compatible games with the smartphone app.
I have the app downloaded on my phone, by the way.
I used to have the app downloaded on my phone until, find out, hey, Discord is actually a much better way of doing the whole thing. Then the save data cloud backup, but it's not for every game. Yeah, people are actually finding out that there are several games where the data cloud backup is not compatible.
Whack.
Splatoon 2 being one of those games.
Whack.
And then you get the Nintendo Entertainment System. Essentially, it's like you get your own NES Classic or NES Mini. Enjoy 20 NES games with added online play for the first time ever, and more games added regularly.
Cool.
So you'll be able to play Mario Brothers online. Super Mario Brothers. Okay.
I dig it.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'll probably hate it, but whatever.
Either way, it's $20 a year. Huh?
I just spend the $20 and then we just see what happens. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? It'd be like Movie Pass.
R.I.P.
And the last little thing I wanted to mention, because I've been spending way too long on these little things I said that I wasn't going to spend a lot of time on. There's a Screen Rant article that states that the PlayStation 2 era is officially over after 18 years. So on September 7th, which is today, Sony Japan announced that it will no longer provide service for PlayStation 2 units. So that means if your PlayStation 2 gets broken, you can't send it into Sony anymore to get it fixed. This comes after they had actually ended the customer support for the software on August 31st of this year, and they actually stopped production of PS2s in 2012. So, we just wanted to give a pour one out. Yeah.
Pour one out indeed.
For the son of a gun that killed the Dreamcast. Freaking. I'm not cursing. I'm not going to curse. But I thought that was crazy. 18 years they've provided service for the PS2, and it's over with, man. It's gone.
It's over.
So I want to bring us to the last section that we had, which was, what is the best Wii game? Mitch, do you have a best Wii game, Mitch?
So I've said it before in the podcast, but I'll reinstate it again. I had a Wii at launch, and I only had it for maybe a month, maybe a little bit more than a month. But I didn't have any games for it. The only other time I played Wii was at a friend's house where we played Brawl. So just by automatic, I'd say Brawl, but I'm gonna cheat, and people will probably get me mad, but I don't care. You think I care? So I played 70-some% of, probably 75% of Twilight Princess, Legend of Zelda. If anybody doesn't know what that is,
pretty sure
I love that game. If they don't, then I'm sorry. I played that, but I was poor, so I didn't get to buy it. We had to rent it from the local store.
Yeah.
I never rented it again because I sold it for an Xbox 360. But I actually have the remaster or HD, whatever you want to call it, for Wii U. I need to bust that out and play it.
Yeah, that would be a fun time for sure. But there's nothing wrong in saying that again. Even though you didn't beat the game, you don't have to beat a game to say it's your favorite game on a system, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's true.
whichever games you have fond memories of that you enjoyed, spending time playing, by all means.
That was a great game.
I'm going to go with some like cop out answers as well. I didn't get to play too much of the Wii because there wasn't a ton of games on the Wii that really interest me, and I didn't play. Actually, didn't play any Zelda game on the Wii. I played Twilight Princess on the GameCube.
Oh, okay.
Which was, in my opinion, the better version of play because you didn't have to worry about the motion controls.
Motion controls suck.
Which is why I didn't play Skyward Sword. I had no desire to play that. Brawl was probably my favorite game on the Wii. There was many a day or many a night that me and my friends would play that together. That would usually be the only Wii game that we would go for. Whenever, if we ever decided to play Wii. For the most part, we all played like Xbox 360.
Yeah, everyone did back then.
My personal favorite, though, straight up, and I hate to say this because this was the pack-in game, freaking Wii Sports.
Yeah, that's the one I played the most of.
I got so good at the bowling game. It was
me too.
It was crazy. I mean, like when I would be able to pop just on when I could on command just have a 300 game like every time. I had a 300 game like a couple times in a row, kind of a thing. It was like I just this got so good. Loved the tennis game. I loved the baseball game, even though boxing I could never play more than just one round with because my arms would just give out.
Yeah, I love boxing.
You just stand there, just be like, just moving your arms.
I love real boxing, man. So maybe that's why.
Well, I mean, we were over here trying to do like freaking Dragon Ball Z moves, so like we're trying to fight each other like we're on episodes of Dragon Ball Z. So yeah, I think Wii Sports would be probably my most favorite. It's something that if I still had a copy of that, I might bust it out occasionally just because it was so much fun.
I'm going to change my answer to that too. I love that game.
And so, honestly, right after the podcast last week's episode went live, I reached out onto Facebook and I was like, I was trying to ask some of you guys, some of the listeners, and I was trying to to see if there was any Wii games that you guys thought were like the best. Yeah, the best around.
The best around.
And we had a couple of responses, which is freaking awesome. I shout out to my sister, who actually was the first person to comment on the post. She said honestly her favorite on the Wii was either Animal Crossing City Folk, which I forgot about that. I freaking love Animal Crossing. Or
I've never played it.
It's the most chill game, dude. It is like one of the most chill games. I'll be honest with you though, I think Stardew Valley does better than Animal Crossing.
Gotcha.
But Animal Crossing has a lot less to do, but you meet so many different animals and characters and stuff. I say there's so much less to do. It depends on which version you're playing. I think City Folk would be is a great one to jump into if you've got a Wii. The 3DS version is not 3DS. Yeah, it's 3DS version. It is amazing. It is. I'm embarrassed I've not spent a lot of time in that game. Because it deserves it. It is one of the best games. It is. Yeah, it's up there. It's like top 5 best games on 3DS. Just for the amount of stuff you can do. Stardew Valley is like a mixture of Animal Crossing and Harvest Moon. She said that the other game that she really liked was Harvest Moon Animal Parade. She didn't get to beat it though. She never beat it, but I know she likes her Harvest Moon games. She's played more Harvest Moon games than I knew than I knew actually existed.
I only thought one existed.
There's multiple Harvest Moon games, dude. Tons of them. Like they started out on the Super Nintendo.
Did not know that.
Yeah. And there's at least 1 or 2 per console since then. Mostly on Nintendo systems. But she says her favorite game was actually Wii Golf. And that was part of Wii Sports.
Say golf.
Huh?
Say golf.
Golf.
Okay. You said it like Jared Goff.
Oh, I will say golf. Yeah, I'll say golf. It just depends. As long as the point gets across, Mitch, who cares? But honestly, and what she says here, she said that game really brought our family together, and even Dad would play it sometimes. It was good stuff, and that's very much true. That Wii Golf would bring our family together. It was probably one of the only games that our family ever played together, and that was awesome. Like, you know, the promotional thing for the Wii, you know how it would be all like, you know, have the family playing and stuff like that. That's literally what happened a few times with my family. So it was really fun. Joseph Hamrick. Yeah, I'm gonna use our last names so people can hunt them down.
Joe Ham.
Yeah, Ham Sandwich. Which is what I call him. He said Super Mario Galaxy, probably.
Man, I need to go back and play that. Because everyone tells me that's their favorite.
Beautiful game and used the Wii remote to perfection. Yeah, it's a fantastic game. Both Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2. Those are... if you want to see where the progression... Like, where Super Mario... Like, where they got the concept for Super Mario Odyssey and stuff, go play the Galaxy games. Because you can see where they built on it. Between that and Super Mario Sunshine. That is an underrated game. Super Mario Sunshine.
I didn't play that one.
Huh?
I didn't play that either.
I would recommend it. I don't know why they don't give that game like a freaking HD release or whatever or something. Both those games, they deserve.
They might.
They deserve remasters. Like, oh my gosh.
They might do that.
James Hamrick,
bro.
They're brothers. Get it? He went a little deeper into things. He says he's gonna break this down into categories. He said the best
lists, just like me.
He loves lists. Listen, guys, you may not understand this at all, and you probably won't because he's part of our circle of friends. He's obsessed with lists. In fact, I think he's one of the only people, like when Article Asylum was actually a thing, going strong. He wrote more lists than I think anything else. That was like pretty much episode 5 of the SSG podcast, by the way. But shameless plug. There's no such thing as a shameless plug when it's up. No, I'm not that. But he actually, like I said, he goes a little deeper into things. So he says the best game, in his opinion, the best game that just happens to be on the Wii was Twilight Princess.
Okay.
Best game too late. Do what?
So I'm with them?
Yeah. I mean, they didn't have to put it on the Wii. They could have just left it on the GameCube. Best game to later be ported to the Wii. So this is a game that didn't come out... Yeah, it came out on other systems first, but then they ported it to the Wii. Resident Evil 4.
Okay.
Which is a fantastic game. It's the only Resident Evil game that I ever really was able to comfortably play.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like scary games. And in that one, it wasn't too scary.
You like scary movies?
Heck no.
Okay.
I don't like to be scared. Life is scary enough as it is.
True that
though. Best game to utilize the Wiimotes. Red Steel.
Oh man, I rented Red Steel when I had a Wii. What a terrible game, but man, it was awesome being able to turn your gun sideways like a gangster.
Well, then you can also grab your sword and just go ha 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 ha. Like you can move it around. You're like, I'm actually a ninja.
It was like Fruit Ninja. But like Wii.
It was bad. It was a bad game, but did give you the feeling that you were kind of a samurai, at least
It
in
was
the
cool.
way that you can move it. Yeah. And then the best original Wii game, Super Mario Galaxy.
Okay. Can't speak to that, but I respect it.
And then there was one other person that commented. 4 people that commented. Thank you guys so much for this. You actually made this segment a little bit fun. Just a little bit fun, though. Just a little bit.
Just like the Wii's life. Just a little bit of fun.
Just a little bit. Like 30 minutes of yay, and then you're just like, I'm kind of bored now.
Yep. I'm gonna go play Xbox.
And now we're just going off. We're just he loved Smash Brothers, which he calls it Super Mario Smash Brothers, and I'm like, wait, was that a deal? Was that DLC or something? Was that Super Mario Smash Brothers?
Super Mario Smash Brothers. I like that.
Super Mario Smash. And then he says, honorable mention to the middle-aged housewife's favorite, Wii Tennis.
Who commented this?
This was Byron.
Thanks, Byron.
Thank you, Byron. That is awesome, and I will agree. Wii Tennis, where you just stand there and you just got your little racket and you're just going fa 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 fa. I don't know what I'm doing, but you can make it just go back super fast. Oh man, that's great stuff. Yeah. Oh, maybe next week's discussion should be greatest Kinect games.
I did not have a Kinect. I will never have a Kinect.
There was that's a trick question there, Mitch. There was no good Kinect games, unless you count the Star Wars Just Dance.
What?
You didn't hear that? You didn't see that?
Star Wars Just Dance?
Yeah, there was so they came out with a Star Wars Kinect game, and essentially it was like 4 or 5 games within one game, and there's a bunch of mini games. Well, one of the other games, and it was actually the best part of the thing, was a Star Wars Just Dance. And they took popular songs of the time and they parodied it. They made parodies of it, of those songs, into Star Wars things. I'll have to show you a video when we're done with this recording.
Okay.
You're gonna either you're gonna be impressed or you're gonna be disgusted.
Why not both?
Why not both?
I love Dora the Explorer.
I know. Oh man. So anyways, I think next week we're gonna make it a superhero kind of theme discussion. So we're gonna open it up wide, man. We're gonna open this up wide. What are your favorite? Just name some of your favorites. We don't need most favorite because there's a ton of them out there. But what is your favorite? And what are some of your favorites? And then what is your least favorite superhero games? Dude, so you get it? So
favorite, least favorite.
Yeah, so you can name multiples for favorites. Okay? You don't just have to name one. Because I know it's a ton of superhero games out there. You got not only you have the Batman Arkham series, but you've got a bunch of fighting games that are superhero fighting games, Marvel vs. Capcom, Injustice. Yeah, so there's a ton of games out there for you to go through, and then list your least favorite. You can just pick one of your least favorite, or you can do multiples, whichever. Least favorite game. I can already tell you what mine is.
What is it?
Superman 64.
Alright.
I own that game
I
too.
didn't think about it. I
own that game. So we'll post this discussion out as soon as the episode's released. In fact, by the time you listen to this, the post will already be on out there. And you guys just let us know what is your least favorite superhero games and what is your most favorite superhero games that you've ever played. And I kind of want people to go beyond the Arkham stuff. You know what I mean? That's going to be a no-brainer. I'm hoping.
Yeah, I can already tell you, Arkham City is my favorite.
Yeah, but I want a little more than that kind of a thing. dig a little deeper than that, because everyone loves the Arkham games. You know, I love the Arkham games.
Everyone should love the Arkham games.
Everyone. Then you are poor man's Joker. I don't know.
Joke's on you. Yeah.
But anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening to us. Mitch, do you want to give the rundown of the social media links?
Yeah. If you want to find us on social media, you can go to facebook.com/SSG podcast. We are on Twitter at SSG_podcast. If you need to catch up on any episodes that you missed of the SSG podcast, you can do so on the iTunes Store. You can do it on Google Play. We are audio only, but we are on YouTube. We are on Spotify, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, LinkedIn.
What?
I was just going to see if you were paying attention at this point.
Oh, I'm always paying attention. That's the scary thing. I'm always paying attention.
Yeah. So catch up on an episode that you maybe you've missed. If you watched or you listened to them all, then
and give us some feedback on the Facebook page or like on Twitter or something like that. Because
dude, talk to us.
Yeah, because we want to encourage discussion. That's what we're all about: gaming news and discussion. There's discussion in there, so we want to hear back from you folks.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thanks so much, guys, for listening. And we will see you next week. Don't be a Gabe. Take care, guys.
Have a Mitch one.